Stock number 21 on the NNSCRA Mello Yello Racing Series brings us to the nighttime race at Richmond International Raceway in Richmond, Virginia, as we're here today for the running of the Autolite 250. As we're set for 60 laps of racing here. In fact, it'll be 60 laps for both this race and the Mello Yello Racing, and I should say that for both this race and the Castrol GTX Cup Series race, the XI Batteries 400, which will be tomorrow night. As we are set to go racing here today under the lights on this 3/4 mile D-shaped racetrack. And here's the starting lineup for today's race. On the pole, it is Paul Minnick looking for the Richmond sweep. By the way, one of his wins this season came right here at Richmond in dominating fashion. We'll see if he's got the same car underneath him here today or not. And beside him will be car number 89, Jessica Shelton, the Coors Melling Ford, car number 89. Second row has car number 72. It's Rafael Duke at the wheel of the Kodiak Pontiac. He's alongside number 23, Daniel Voiles in the Miller High Life Pontiac. Third row has car number 8, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet of Cole Deaver. He's alongside number 17, Audra Baranauskas in the Exxon Superflow Chevrolet. Row number 4, another Chevrolet here, Nathan Ormond in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet car number 3. He's alongside number 28, Keith Batson in the Texaco Haviland Ford. He won a season at Michigan in this series. He's yet to win the Cup Series, by the way, but we'll see what happens the rest of the season in that series. Fifth row has car 84, Eric Monaco, and beside him, number 2, it is Dylan Young in the Detroit Gasket Machine, while Monaco drives the Action Vance Machine, both of them Buicks. Sixth row has car 36, Joshua Osborne, the Cox's Traded Lumber Pontiac. He won a season at Oswego. He's alongside number 51, Laura Chung in the Valvoline Pontiac. Next row down has number 11, Vale Moscow in the Skull Chevrolet, and number 14 alongside of Vale will be car number 14, the Coors Light Chevrolet of Allison Rain. Next row down has number 37, Daniel Bouchard in the Crisco Butter Buick. He's alongside number 27, that is Logan Williams in the Old Milwaukee Pontiac. He won the first race at Talladega this season. Next row down has number 99, Zach Winkle at the wheel of his Buick, unsponsored, but still running pretty good. He's alongside number 21, Carson Gum in the Chattanooga Chew Buick. Next row down is number 06, it is Zachary Fitzwater in the Carolina Ford Dealers Ford, and beside him will be number 5, Phil Parker in the Advanced Auto Parts Buick. Next row down has car number 22, Caleb Fogler at the wheel of the AG Dillard Buick, and number 63, it is the Nescafe Pontiac of Henry Sanford sitting alongside. Next row down is number 15, Stephen Colon in the Levi Garrett Chevrolet, and number 52, the Red Baron Frozen Pizza Chevrolet of Seth Cole, both of them carrying car cameras in today's race, by the way. Next row down has car number 31, Roberto Crown Jr. in the wheel of his Ford, and number 44, Alex Miller in the Piedmont Airlines Oldsmobile, winner this season at Darlington. Next row down is Destin Bowen and number 7, the Skull Bandit Buick, and number 1, Jackson Haywood at the wheel of Carolina Ford Dealers Ford. Next row down, Gabby Conklin in the 32 Bud Light Buick, and then beside Gabby will be number 25. It is James Henry in the Moroso Oldsmobile. Next row down is number 75, John Andrews in the Food Country Oldsmobile, and beside him will be number 34, Chrisman Morgan in the Norwood Hyundai Buick. Next row down is number 10, the MJ Sullivan Mobile One Chevrolet of Ryan Brommer. He's alongside number 88, Matt Haas at the wheel of the Winter Circle Apparel Buick. Next row down has car number 000, James Sykes in the Thomas Brothers Country Ham Buick Oldsmobile, and number 97, Fisher Engineering Winter Circle Apparel Buick of Quentin Moore. Quentin has our third in-car camera. It's going to be fun to see him trying to move his way through the field in this race, and I know Quentin's getting sick and tired of starting in the back, too, on the short tracks. Next row down is number 33, Nick Gunther in the Miller American Buick, and beside him will be number 47, Jesse Turner at the wheel of the Race Hill Farms Pontiac. And starting shotgun field will be car number 12, Amanda Evans, and number 83, Austin Reed, another guy who's getting sick and tired of starting in the back. I'm sure he's going to want to change his qualifying combination starting with the Cup race at Richmond.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
That should be ladies and gentlemen, because we have a woman on the pole for this race here, or on the outside pole. As the commands have been given the party engine, so as the pace releases good off of pit road, we'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Field moving down the backstretch into turn number 3 right now. Again, in-car cameras will be carried by Stephen Cologne, Seth Cole, and Quentin Moore. As the field comes off the 4th turn, pace car makes the hard left turn on the pit road as the green flag's about to fly for the Autolite 250 Mello Yello Racing Series race. And we are underway here at Richmond. Bringing the field down rather slowly here in the turn number 1 here as they go through the first and second turns. And whoa, Paul Minnick got moved to the high side by Raphael LeDuc as they come down, and they are winded up together. And Nathan Ormond, Caldera, and several others. Oh my gosh! Well, that was quite the start. And Ormond's car just twitching, trying to get the start, and while Daniel Boyles and a host of others were pushing him. Saw Jessica Shelton get turned, Cole Deaver get turned. There's Daniel Boyles, he was involved in the accident. Bale Moscow was involved. Well, no time like the present to see what happened right at the very first lap of the race here. I mean, that was quite the strange start for sure. They were starting rather slowly here at Richmond, and for some inexplicable reason they got wadded up. Raphael LeDuc made a daring move to the inside. Watch him. He gets the 6 car. He uses the bumper on the 6 car, sends him right in the Jessica Shelton, the minute car. And LeDuc goes inside, takes the lead, and while that was going on, watch this. They got 4 wadded up between Ormond, Deaver, Boyles, and Shelton. And everybody else just gets right into each other here. And boy, and he had to be sorry for the people on the outside. They got all trapped up behind, not knowing where in the heck to go. And meantime, they see the 3 car of Nathan Ormond trying to get his car to start up here and vibrating, and twitching, I should say, while Daniel Boyles was pushing him. Well, we're gonna give you a ride from all 3 of our in-car cameras to see what they saw. This whole deal here, Seth Cole just about nailed the back end of Phil Moscow's car, but I think Seth's okay. I don't think he's got any damage on his machine. But we'll ride first with Seth Cole. And the hardest part of the situation is trying to figure out where to go, when all this is going on right there. You see right there, right there. He was almost too soon with the throttle and almost nailed the back of the 11 car. But Seth made it through okay. Stephen Cologne's view. Nice job by Stephen waving his way through that crash show. He saw what was going on ahead as well too. And from Quentin Moore's perspective. Really close to the end of the pit wall that Quentin got into, and but followed that 1 car of Jackson Haywood and basically just closed his eyes, rolled the dice, and took a chance, and boldness produced fruit in this case for the number 97 car. But as we rejoin the race here, the green flag's now back out. We're back. We got a replace just in time. Raphael LeDuc was your leader, and now he's in the 3rd position now as Dylan Young is by him now. Paul Minnick goes to the top spot now. Car number 6, the Southern Biscuit Flour Buick. Boy, what power does that 6-car have at Richmond? I do not know, because you remember he dominated the event, starting from the pole in that race when he was here the first time this season, and it appears that combination may be working again here at night. So our leader there, Minnick, has got a I guess you might say a knack for Richmond with the Mello Yello Racing Series machines. Dylan Young is now second position. Battle for third between Eric Monaco and Rafael LeDuc. And LeDuc is sliding back just a little bit here. Carson Gum now closes up on him. Carson up the fifth position now. Zachary Fitzwater's in sixth position. Seventh is Zach Winkle. Eighth is Joshua Osborne, or was Joshua Osborne. Here comes Destin Bullen to the inside, and he'll take eighth from Osborne, who drops to ninth. In 10th position now is Gabby Conklin. 11th is James Sykes. 12th is now a battle between Nick Gunther and Stephen Colon. Quentin Moore is in 14th position. 15th is Roberto Crown Jr. 16th is Jackson Haywood. 17th, Austin Reed. 18th, Amanda Evans. 19th is Phil Parker. And 20th, was the 10 car of Ryan Brommer. So some racing going on here, and now these cars are now up to full song finally and it was a better start. The restart was a heck of a lot better than the start that itself was. And we'll look and see who all got taken out of the crash here. Actually, not many cars got taken out here. Only the 27 and the 11 cars were. That's Logan Williams and Dale Moscow. Both of them got taken out in that crash here. But other than that, we got 38 cars left in the race, and all of them on the lead lap. So the front, and there's the front few cars there. They've all broken away here, and the first side-by-side battle going on right now, but it's between the 1 and the 7 cars. The Jackson Haywood and Destin Bolin as they go through turns number 1 and 2 here, and here comes the 83 Austin Reed, looking pretty racy here. Now let's remember, he and Amanda Evans, who are both in the top 20 right now, they both started in this race 39th and 40th, but because of that strange wad-em-up deal that happened off turn number 2 in the very first lap of the race, that has pretty much rearranged the field big time. As we're still early on in this race here, we are now working on lap number 15 at this point. Austin Reed right now runs. Let's see, he's in 13th position the last time by. This time by, he is clocked still in 13th position here. Behind him is the 10 car of Ryan Brommer running in 14th as they come off the second corner right now. Jackson Haywood is 12th, and now Quentin Moore up to the 11th position right now in the number 97 machine. Quentin started way back in the fact he was disappointed with his qualifying run, but his ability to avoid the wreckage pretty much worked to his advantage as he goes into turn number 1 right now. And following the 33 car of Nick Gunther, the Miller American Buick. Here, Quentin also driving a Buick in this series right now. And just listen to the sound of that V6 Buick. Got that combination tuned to perfection, the number 97 machine. Jackson Haywood gets by the 97 car for the position. That was for 12th. And actually that was for 11th there. Quentin down the 12th position as they come off turn number 2 right now. Gunther to the inside now of the 06 car of Zachary Fitzwater. So field spread it out just a little bit right now here as Paul Minnick continues to lead this race here. We're working on lap number 20 in this race here. So it is Buick first and second, Pontiac in third, Buick in fourth and fifth, Pontiac in sixth, Buick's in seventh, Oldsmobile in eighth, a Ford in ninth, and a Buick in 10th position right now. Buick, of course, as we mentioned, at Daytona in the Goodies 300, has the bulk of the field in this series here. And of course, as I explained in that race, or somewhere along the line, that the Buick, oddly enough, was the leaders of V6 racing engine technology, and of course shared through the factory of General Motors, obviously Buick, Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and all that stuff here. Whereas Ford didn't have, of course, their V6 engines were kind of strong in some ways too, but somewhat unreliable back in the day. That's why not many people in the Busch Grand National Series back when they ran V6 engines, or the series that was now the Xfinity Series, didn't run Fords all that much in the V6 era, because of the fact they were a bit on the unreliable side there. But of course, through the magic of NR 2003, though, that's proven not so, I guess. But as we have about quite a few, as we have not very many Fords, but we do have some in this race, and they have been running strong this season. As we watch Zach Winkle, Eric Monaco, and Joshua Osborne go at it. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th on your screen here. Monaco running 4th, Winkle in 5th, and Osborne running in 6th position. The 36 Cox's Tree Lumber Pontiac, there's a good look at that car. Not sure which ride he'll have for next season in the Mello Yello Racing Series as we go to the PWF GNS mod for next season in that series. Gabby Conklin, one of Quentin Morshower's, having a strong run here today, running in 7th position. The number 32 Bud Light Buick, the orange and white machine. In the meantime, we got quite a battle on our hands right there. Nick Gunther, Jackson Haywood, James Sykes is in there, along with Michael, or I should say Ryan Brommer. Quentin, and look at Phil Parker at Fogler. He gets by both Brommer and Sykes with incredible ease. So move Phil Parker up to the 11th position right now in that bright yellow number 5. Parker, the man they call the Ragin' Cajun. He won the season at Rockingham in the Goodwrench 200. We'll be heading back here a little later in the season for the AC Delco 200. And boy, James Sykes was the odd man out in that battle right there. He has now moved out of the way here, and Sykes that time was clocked 17th. As we watch the 37 car of Daniel Bouchard go inside of the 83 of Austin Reed. So Bouchard making his way through the field nicely in that Crisco Buick, that white and yellow machine. And right now running in 15th position, and trying to get by both Daniel Bouchard, or both the 7 car of Destin Bowen and the 97 car of Quentin Moore. Moore running in 13th position right now in that black and silver Buick. There he is again. We'll look and see through here where everybody else is running right now. Stephen Colon running in 18th position. 19th is Amanda Evans. 20th right now is Roberto Crown Jr., who was having such a darn good run at Bristol a couple races ago here with that 31 machine, but got come off turn number 2 and got taken out in that race. And Roberto wants to somewhere along the line this season, in the last half of this season, vindicate himself. And from that, and he has done quite well so far at Richmond. He's running 20th right now, trying to go for 19th on the 00 machine, and gets very close to that back bumper, that 00 machine. Jesse Turner's running 21st. 22nd is John Andrews. 23rd is Laura Chung. 24th is Audra Baranowskis. Matt Haas running 25th. Darn pace car. 26th is Cole Deaver. 27th is Carson Gum. 28th is Keith Batson. 29th is Jessica Shelton. 30th is Alex Miller. 31st is Seth Cole. 32nd is Henry Sanford. Nathan Orman, 33rd. 34th is Chrisman Morgan, matching the car number of that machine. 35th is Allison Rain. Caleb Fogler's 36th. 37th is James Henry. 38th is Daniel Boyles. That's all the cars running right now. Again, Logan Williams is 39th, and is in 39th, and Vale Moscow will finish 40th in the race here. Logan Williams was retired because of that crash, and Vale Moscow had a camshaft failure on that number 11 machine and will finish 40th. Average speed so far after 34 laps, 100.638 miles an hour. And the fastest lap race so far being held strangely by Dylan Young, the number 2 machine, at 124.827 miles an hour. Speeds here at Richmond and these cars almost 125 miles an hour around this racetrack here at Richmond International Raceway. Paul Minnick has only the 4th fastest lap of the race at 124.665. But he's the man who's dominated this race so far. The number 6 machine here, he's led all but a couple of laps here where Rafael Duke did. Speaking of Rafael Duke, he runs right now. He now takes second position away from Dylan Young as this battle is now about to develop here between these two drivers. LeDuc in the Pontiac and Dylan Young in the red and black Buick. And we'll see if they can form a tandem here between those two cars and catch the 6 machine, which has been so strong here tonight. Young looks to the inside, tries to get past LeDuc. Here's where the margin is this time by. It was 1.03 seconds the last time by. This time by it was 0.98, so they've chopped it to under a second right now. So the trick is, and the trick is it's not just on the super speedways where the drafting is a critical thing like Daytona and Talladega, but if you can get a tandem between the two of you, and keep it close, as they didn't that time by, it's now 1.01. But if you keep it close, tandem between the two of you, and you can try to close it on the leader if he or she's running by themselves. And we have seen on the short tracks here in our competition that that system kind of works here. And then LeDuc it's a little bit loose that time by. Goes into turn number 1. Dylan Young now moves inside for second place here as they're side by side. It's good racing right there between those two. But if you're trying to catch the 6 car, the leader, that's not a good sign here. And that's going to let 6 car just pull away as he did that time by. It went from 1.34 seconds to 2.07. So I tell you what, Paul Minnick's car, I tell you, everybody else is going to want to request a teardown on that 6 machine, because that 6 car is running awfully strong here today. Here, and there he is right now. And you remember there was some grumbling in the garage here after the first Richmond race here, where he qualified 2 miles an hour faster than everybody else with a brand new car. This very body style that he brought to this machine, to Richmond, the first time, and it outqualified everybody by 2 miles an hour at Richmond in the first race there. And he just flat stunk up the field in that race there. And Paul Minnick, well, I mean, I wouldn't want to say stunk up the field, but he's just dominating this race track right now. But Minnick right now, as we mentioned, if he holds on the win here and nothing happens to that car, he will sweep the season at Richmond. And he's going to try to hold on for 17 more laps in that race here. He is just putting out some blistering laps right now. And about to come up the lap the 23 car of Daniel Voiles, the Miller High Life Pontiac, 2-time winner this season so far. He won at Colorado National Speedway, and he also won the second race at Talladega. So Minnick so Voiles becomes the first car, unfortunately, a lap down in this race here, as the 2 and a 72 both continue their battle right now for position. It's for second place. LeDuc looks to the low side here, Young to the high side. Young from the state of Florida, LeDuc from the province of Quebec. Aaron, yes, you heard me right. LeDuc is Canadian, as I mentioned quite a few times. But he has got one quality ride underneath him right now in both this series and in the Cup Series, both too. If he drives for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Cups, in the Castrol GTX Cup Series with the number 20 Home Depot Chevrolet, which you'll be seeing tomorrow night. LeDuc now gets back by Dylan Young for second place here, 2.24 seconds back of the leader. But now it's got lap traffic between him and the 6 machine to try to contend with here. As LeDuc now comes up behind James Henry and Christopher Morgan. Off turn number 2 they come here as Minnick follows the 25 car to try to lap the 34 machine there. The lap traffic can be a bit of a nuisance to the leaders, however, though. We have seen it happen before, as lap traffic has almost cost the leaders victories in our competition. We've seen it happen in other series before. And now you got heavy traffic up ahead right there. There's the rest. There's some of the field right there. As you see now, Caleb Fogler and Seth Cole trying to work with each other here, getting by the 44 of Alex Miller. And they know that the 6 car is closing up fast on this bunch, and they are trying to get away from that machine. And yeah, the 6 car is now trapped in heavy traffic right now. That may play advantage to the 2 and the 72 cars both. And it did. It closed, the interval closed up from 2.02 to 1.79, as we now have 10 laps to go at Richmond International Raceway in the Autolite 250, as they come off turn number 4. And Minute gets by Allison Rain, and boy, they really chopped it down. It's now here. Leduc chopped it almost a full second. 0.84 now. The margin is between those 2 cars, and I tell you, Minnick is getting frustrated with that lap traffic right now, and he knows the 72 and the 2 cars are both ganging up on him like gangbusters. And it's now a half a second now. 0.55. And Minnick's to the high side. Leduc and Young are both on the low side of the track here as they come off the second turn. Leduc gets by the Boyle's car. 99 cents. The next car up ahead of him is that 6 car. So the margin is this time by. It's now 0.28 between the front 2. Boy, we said lap traffic can be your best friend, but it can also be a nuisance, and it's been a nuisance that 6 car in the last few laps, as we're now coming up on 6 laps remaining. Does the 72 car have anything for the 6 car here if the lap traffic continues to play that 6 machine right there? But the 34 car has pulled ahead a little bit now, as the next car's falling off it a little bit. Here comes Leduc to the low side. The lead was 2.02 seconds about 6 or 7 laps ago, and it's now chopped to almost nothing. 13 hundredths of a second now. Leduc on the back bumper of Minnick. And the 34 car has got problems. Chrisman Morgan coming down pit road as they come off turn number 4. 45 miles an hour to pit road speed limit here at Richmond International Raceway. And here comes Raphael Leduc for the lead. They're coming down for 3 to go this time by 2 white cars. Pontiac versus Buick. Leduc to the low side, and he's going to take the lead. Raphael Leduc, who led after the restart way back, I think, on the 6th lap of the race here, and he is now taking the lead. But Paul Minnick is not giving up. Outside goes to number 6. He goes to the outside of the racetrack, pulls ahead a slight bit. Leduc comes back to the inside. Off the 4th turn now, we got 2 laps remaining in the race here. Leduc to the low here has the lead. Does Minnick have anything? It'll be the white flag this time by car number 6. Inside of car number 72, actually up on the back bumper to 72 car. It'll be the white flag. Leduc pulls ahead just a slight bit as they come off the 4th turn now. As the white flag lays, does car number 6 have anything? 29 hundredths of a second the margin that time by. And it appears Paul Minnick, who had the dominant car all day long, unless something happens, that 72 car is gonna lose his race possibly. He makes it one last ditch effort, come off turn number 4, and he's not going to do it. Raphael Leduc wins the Autolite 250 at Richmond. But boy, what a battle it was between those front 2 cars, and Raphael Leduc takes the victory here today, and boy, at 70, boy, I tell you, Paul Minnick has to be frustrated with lap traffic here. He had that race won, and it all went to shambles for him within those last 10 to 15 laps, he had a 2-second lead with about, I think, what was it? I think probably about 10, 12 laps remaining in the race. And the heavy traffic just flat cost Paul Minnick the victory right there, as Rafael Leduc got by him with about 4 laps remaining in the race, and just did not look back here. Rafael Leduc wins here today. Paul Minnick will come home second. Dylan Young will finish in third position. Joshua Osborne fourth. Eric Monaco fifth. Gabby Conklin sixth. Zach Winkle seventh. Nick Gunther eighth. Phil Parker ninth. And Jackson Haywood will finish in 10th. Zachary Fitzwater comes home 11th. 12th will go to Ryan Brommer. 13th, Quentin Moore. Destin Bowen with a solid run today finishes in 14th. Laura Chung 15th. And Stephen Cologne, Dana Bouchard, Amanda Evans, Roberto Crown Jr., and John Andrews, the top 20. 21st, matching his car number, is Carson Gum. Then 22nd will be James Sykes, Matt Haas. 23rd, 24th, Cole Deaver. 24th, Jesse Turner. 25th, Cole Deaver. Austin Reed, we thought he had a pretty good run going on here. He ends up 26th position. 27th will go to Audra Baranowskis. Henry Sanford 28th. 29th to Nathan Orman, and Caleb Fogler will finish 30th. Then Seth Cole, Jessica Shelton, James Henry, and Keith Batson was the last of the lead lap finishers in up to 34th position. Alex Miller, Allison Rain, and Daniel Wilson were the 3 cars that finished a lap down, 35th, 36th, and 37th. Chrisman Morgan was out of race with a piston failure within those last 5 laps of that race here. He'll end up 38th. 39th will go to Logan Williamson. 40th to Vail Moscow. So that will do it here today at Richmond International Raceway. Congratulations once again to Rafael Leduc, the winner of the Autolite 250. His first victory, I believe, this season in the Mello Yello Racing Series. Average speed 108.662 miles an hour. I'll tell you what, the race was boring for about the most of the race here with the domination going on, though. But what can you do? But nonetheless, though, we got a really good finish out of that whole deal too. And I tell you had to feel somewhat for Paul Minnick right there. He had the dominant car the whole race, and then have lap traffic manipulate the whole thing for him, and ends up costing the victory. But still a second place finish. I'm sure he will say it could have been worse on that one too. But nonetheless, anyway, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Gold desires to have for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, the main series on this channel. And if you want in on future seasons of Seth's Duracell Cup Series, be sure to get with Seth and he'll get you going. Also, be sure to check out our 2 channels that does NNSCRA Offline Series, one of which comes from our third place winner, Dylan Young. He is the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series. His channel is X8675398588X, and be sure to subscribe to his channel for some cool stuff. And also be sure to subscribe also to the man who does the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, Thrashman899, aka Levi McIntyre, and subscribe to his channel for some cool stuff as well too. And of course, not to mention, as mentioned, subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel for some cool stuff as well too. So that will do it here today at Richmond. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best. We'll see you for the Castrol GTX Cup Series event here at Richmond, the XI Batteries 400.